So I don't believe in a God, right? However, I don't like the antagonism that occurs or is produced by this question. I mean, what you can say if you're a cosmologist, what you should say is, so we know that the universe was very hot and dense 13.8 billion years ago. We don't know how it got hot and dense. We don't even know, actually, if the universe
is by no means the big picture, but merely a section that is determined by a number of natural factors. But what is hidden in the part of the universe that is invisible to us? Is there even a way to crack this mystery? Well, there is, and the data collected suggests that there is something gigantic out there that has already stretched out its hidden arm towards our world. And the Earth is the center of the universe. But before you think that we have mentally strayed back to the Middle Ages, let us briefly explain what is meant by this. It should be clear to everyone that the geocentric view of the world, which places the Earth at the center of the cosmos, is long outdated. Nevertheless, our blue home planet is still the center of the observable universe. Because, as already mentioned at the beginning, our view into the depths of space is blinkered. Against the background that the universe is isotropic, in other words, that it always presents itself to the observer in the same way regardless of the observer's direction of observation, there is a spherical space around our Earth that corresponds to our cosmos. In the same way, regardless of the observer's direction of observation, there is a spherical space around our Earth that corresponds to our cosmic field of vision. The radius of the observable universe is in turn determined by how far light has been able to travel to us since the Big Bang. And since, according to the standard cosmological consistent with our cosmological models. And then there is the data from ESA's Planck Space Telescope. No impossible synchronous movement pattern, but instead a behavior that is easily consistent with our cosmological models. And then there is the data from ESA's Planck satellite, which once again provided no evidence of a mysterious dark stream. So can we finally shelve the theory of a hidden superstructure? Well, not quite, because Kashlinsky emphasized emphatically that the observations are based on data from over 1,000 galaxy clusters that were measured up to a distance of 3 billion light-years. A statistical coincidence can therefore be ruled out, and it's clear that the dark flow has not yet been definitively disproved. The question of what is behind it. And no matter what this may look like, if the originator of the dark flow really exists, this also means that there must inevitably be something behind our observable universe. And of course, Kashlinsky's researchers are neither the first or the only ones to deal with the question of what this ominous behind might look like in detail. There is no need to emphasize at this point that dealing with this topic is always a matter of absolute speculation, and yet the corresponding theories are as different as they are astounding. And this is despite the fact that the first hypothesis sounds somewhat unspectacular at first. It actually states that the invisible universe is structured in exactly the same way as the observable. In this context, there is another solar system out there, complete with an Earth that is identical to ours in every respect, except that you may have had cornflakes instead of toast this morning. In another solar system, you may have skipped breakfast altogether, and in yet another, you got up this morning to rob a bank. Some experts even believe that there is an observable universe out there that is completely identical to ours. In other words, there is a version of you in the infinite vastness of space that mirrors your every action exactly. At first glance, this thought may seem beyond the limits of our imagination, but infinity also offers an infinite number of possibilities. Alternatively, we could just be in one of an infinite number of cosmic bubbles. In line with Kashlinsky's theory of an other universe, it is conceivable that the majority of the cosmos is expanding in an eternally inflationary manner, with this process only coming to a standstill in some bubble-shaped sub-areas. The individual sub-universes could contain their very own values of natural constants and subsequently also individual physical laws. The multiverse concept of string theory follows a similar line. True to the motto, every world that is conceivable also exists. We only exist because there must be a world among the countless universes in which the laws of physics are so perfectly coordinated that life can flourish. In detail, the ideas of string theory have now been further developed into membranes. Broken down, the quintessence of the whole thing is that these rippling membranes in the 11th dimension embody completely different universes, and as soon as the ripples collide, they form a new cosmos. One of the strangest aspects of this theory is the idea that all the gravity we experience in our universe is actually entering our world from another universe in another dimension. Ultimately, however, this theory could actually explain why gravity appears so weak here compared to the other fundamental forces of physics. Subscribe for more exciting videos.